you threw a party, invited everyone you knew. You would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you again to everyone who filled out that form. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me make these the best they can be. So, speaking of that form, there was an overwhelming amount of people who wanted to learn how to do a certain thing, and I'm going to do that. So, we are going to be learning how to draw faces. We're going to go over how to draw each basic feature, so eyes, nose, mouth, and then put it all together and make a generic face, and then we'll go from there. So I will now jump to the how-to part of the video. All you have to do is follow along and submit your final image as the assignment. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's get to drawing. We're going to start off with an eye. The eye's basic shape is a football or a lemon. A lemon's my preference because eyes come in all shapes and sizes, but footballs tend to be the same shape. So a lemon it is. We're going to draw a beautiful lemon, and then we are going to add the eyeball. So an eyeball is a ball, a circle. So we're going to add a circle right in the middle of that lemon. Now, you don't have your eyes wide open all the time, you have eyelids. So you have a bottom lid and a top lid. So connecting from that middle point, we're just going to do a little curved line so that you are not, looking crazy. And I'm just going to erase where you can't see the eyeball through the eyelids to make it a little nicer. We are now going to add the lines where your eyeball socket is. So the socket, you have a line above and a line below. That just shows that there's skin around your eye. Those little details really help. Now we're going to add the iris, which is another little circle almost in the middle of your eyeball, and then the pupil, which is another tiny little circle, and it is usually black. And then of course your iris can be whatever color you want. I'm just going to shade it so you can see the difference. Now for some eyelashes. Now eyelashes always swish away from the face. So this is technically the left eye. So I'm making them go towards the right. And that is basically like cursive L. That's how I do mine. And then you can layer them on top of each other. Also, something that people don't tend to add, bottom lashes. Everyone has bottom lashes too, so adding those. I just added a little tear duct to make it more accurate. That's where, your tears go. So sad. So we have finished our eye, and we are going to move on to our nose. So our nose's basic shape that I like to use is two triangles. One that looks like so, and then a little triangle that connects from the bottom. Kind of looks like a cat's nose almost, but it's just the easiest way for me. And then we make two parentheses towards the bottom and then connect them with that bottom triangle, but round out that edge. And then we give them a little nostril indent. I like to think of it as like a comma. Now, the triangle does not stay. Your nose does not end in a point like so it kind of curves like a tree trunk. So that is what you can see me doing, and there you have it. I am just thickening out those nostrils. Again, they are like commas almost sideways. I don't know if there's a name for that, but that is a basic nose. Now, moving on to mouths. Mouths are typically the hardest thing for me, but this trick was taught to me by one of my now 8th graders. You make 3 circles, 2 small ones and 1 slightly larger, and you use those to make the guiding lines. So as you can see, I'm using them to connect to the outward point to make a pair of lips. Now that they're connected, I'm going to erase those circles, and then what I like to do is add little indicator lines on the middle lip. So what you're going to see me do is draw little lines that go out and curve outwards, and then some that curve upwards, and they just show that those are 3D shapes almost. So now we're going to go over eyebrows. I love me a Nike swoosh or a check mark that we just thicken out with an oval and then connect. And that is the easiest eyebrow for me. Of course, eyebrows come in all shapes and sizes, so yours might be more curved or whatnot, but that is just an easy, quick eyebrow to do. So those are the basics, and now we're going to put them into a face. So on a new piece of paper or on the side, we are going to draw a face. Now we're going to start with that awesome head shape. It is not an oval, and it is definitely not a circle. So I'm going to show you the fanciest way, which is to draw a circle and then draw a line straight into the middle, and then one on each side of the circle and connect them to that middle line. This is the fanciest way to draw a face, but you can definitely draw an egg with the chin being the thinner part, but it is not an oval and it is not a circle. As you can see, I'm drawing you examples. So now we are going to figure out where everything goes proportionately on a face. So eyes first. Eyes are actually found in the exact middle of the head. So I'm going to draw a line straight across where the eye line will be. In between that line and the chin, you'll find the tip of the nose line, and between the nose and the chin, that is where the mouth will be. So now that we have some guiding lines, we can add our features and get them as accurate as possible. So starting with the eyes, they are an eyes width apart from the middle. So I am going to just indicate where those eyes will be, and then I will draw them based on the quick tutorial I showed you before. So I'm not going to go into detail, but I will say that they mirror each other. So if you draw a tear duct on one side, you make sure it's on the mirrored side of the other. Alright, I'm wrapping up the eyes, and we are going to start on the nose. So this nose, obviously, is in between the eyes, so I'm going to draw my triangle starting in that center point where those two lines connect and that bottom triangle. And then I'm going to create the nose like I showed you before, with the parentheses and the rounding out and my sideways commas for nostrils. So moving on to the mouth, I'm going to use that same trick we used with 3 circles to create that full lip look that we are going for. In terms of lining up, the middle lines up with the tip of the nose and the edges line up with the middle of the eyes. So no, my person is not crying. I am getting it accurate. This is for all people. That is how it looks, and I'm going to fix up this mouth. Now, one thing we didn't go over was ears, and I do apologize, but they start right at the eye level and they go down to your nose. The easiest thing I think of is kind of like a rectangle with a rounded edge, or a B, or another parentheses, or a bracket, something like that. That's where they line up. And I am just adding a neck as well so that there's no floating head. So for hair, I'm going to do a girl because I want to cover the ears and they cover up a lot of space. And so I'm going to start the hairline in that middle line where our eyes are and then go out from there. Again, you could add bangs, you could add no hair, they could be bald, whatever you want, but I am just going to go for it. And I am literally just going back and forth over and over again to give them long hair. A good trick to know is also that your head, your hairline goes above your head, so you should add at least a half an inch, I would say, of hair to the headline. Otherwise, you will look like you have very thin hair. So now I'm just going to go over things with a darker pencil or pen marker, and this is optional. I just like to do it so that you guys can really see my lines and the lines that I would keep. But you should erase all those guiding lines, so the circle, the straight lines going across, and keep just the features that you like. I completely forgot eyebrows, so let's sketch those in. They go right above your eye, and I'm just using that Nike swoosh again and coloring them in just slightly. They line up with that tear duct. And fun fact, no eyebrows are exactly the same. They are not twins, they are siblings, so don't try to get them perfect. That being said, I do try to get them as perfect as possible, but you know, to each their own. So a cute little extra details you can add are whatever that thing is called between your lips and your nose, and a little chin line, because your chin does go out a little bit. Yeah, so I just added those, and now we are finite. So this part is completely optional, but I did want to show you where you could shade if you were interested in that. So right under the chin on the neck is a very dark area because your head's in the way, blocking that light. You also have some right under your bottom lip, right under your nose, on one side of your nose depending on where your light direction is, under your eyes a little bit, and under your eyebrows. Can you not walk across my computer? There's a whole other space. Sorry, my cat. And under the eyebrows, and on the sides of your face. Again, stop walking across my computer. On the sides of your face, where if you have long hair especially, where they might block the sun. So that's just another extra step you can take to make it really accurate with some shading. So that is it. It's a very generic face. I will admit it's quite feminine. It's not the best face I've ever drawn, or will draw probably, but it's a good jumping point to where we're going to go next week. No spoilers though. If you need any help, come see me on Zoom during office hours. If you'd rather just draw with me live, that's always an option. You do not just have to watch these videos and figure it out on your own. I am here to help. Otherwise, you can email me, and I will see you guys next week.